You spend hours prepping, sanding, and spraying, only to step back and see that dreaded orange peel staring back at you. It's rough, it's bumpy, and it ruins that mirror gloss finish every car deserves. But here's the truth. Orange peel isn't just about how you spray, it's about how you understand the clear coat. In this video, I'm going to break down the real reasons why orange peel shows up before you even realize it. Most painters focus on technique, but I'll show you the timing, temperature, and flow control secrets that make all the difference. So if you're tired of wasting time, redoing jobs, or never getting that true glass-like shine, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid orange peel, from base coat to final clear, without the trial and error. Take a look at that finish, smooth, clean, and glassy. No orange peel, no dull spots, just a deep mirror-like shine that reflects everything around it. If that's the kind of result you're chasing, don't skip a second of this video. I'm about to show you exactly how we got here. This car didn't start off looking like that. In fact, the panel you're seeing now was full of imperfections. We started by applying body filler to smooth out all the dents and low spots. Then we carefully sanded the filler down until the surface was completely even. No waves, no rough patches. Once that was perfect, we moved on to our high-build primer. That primer is key because it helps block everything underneath and gives us a solid foundation to work on. After applying it, we let it cure fully, then block sanded again to make sure the surface was straight and flawless. Every step here matters because without proper prep, you're already setting yourself up for orange peel before you even touch the paint. Before we go anywhere near the paint, it's important to give the panel one final check. I'm looking closely for any dust, fingerprints, or tiny imperfections that could show up later in the clear coat. Even after all the prep, sometimes you'll find small bits of sanding residue or overspray sitting on the surface. So now, I'm going in with a clean microfiber cloth, just gently wiping everything down. No pressure, no rush, just making sure the surface is completely clean and smooth. This step might seem simple, but it makes a massive difference. If you spray over dust or tiny particles, they can easily cause texture in your clear coat, and that's where orange peel loves to hide. So take your time here. A clean panel is a perfect panel. Now we're applying the base coat, and this is where the color really starts to show itself. I'm moving slowly and steadily across the panel, making sure every stroke is even and consistent. The key here is smooth control. No rushing, no sudden movements. I'm following the shape of the panel carefully, keeping the overlap tight so the color lays down evenly across the surface. Around edges and body lines, I'm giving a little more attention just to make sure the coverage is solid without overloading the paint. Base coat isn't about shine, it's about building a clean, uniform layer that sets up everything for the clear. You want that color to sit flat, with no patchy spots, no heavy buildup, and no dry areas. This step is all about feel and flow. If you take your time and read the panel as you go, you'll get a smooth, professional result every time. While the base coat is settling, this is a good time to clean up your workspace. Wipe down your tools, organize your mixing area, or even prep your clear coat. Keeping things clean around you helps avoid mistakes later, especially when it's time to lay down the final finish. Now we're going in with the second pass of base coat. At this stage, the color is already starting to build up. But this coat is about deepening that tone and evening out any areas that might have been a little light on the first pass. I'm still keeping my distance consistent and overlapping each stroke, just like before. What I'm really watching for now is uniformity. If there were any dry spots, light edges, or areas that looked a bit patchy, this is the pass that blends it all together. Around door handles, curves, and edges, I take a bit more care to make sure the color wraps in smoothly. You don't want to spray too heavy here. It's not about soaking the panel. It's about letting the color flow and settle evenly. The second pass really starts to show the final tone of the paint, and if it looks clean at this stage, you're well on your way to a flawless finish once we clear it. Now it's time for the first pass of clear coat, and this is where things really start to come alive. I'm going in with a light, controlled coat, just enough to get the panel evenly covered without laying it on too heavy. The goal here isn't to get it glossy yet. This is more like a tack coat that gives the second layer something to grip to. I'm watching how the clear lays on the surface, making sure my distance and speed stay consistent. I'm also being careful around the edges and curves so I don't get any buildup or runs. Every pass is smooth and steady, overlapping just enough to avoid dry lines. This first coat might not look perfect yet, but that's exactly what we want. We're just setting the foundation here, and everything is about control, flow, and coverage. Once this layer is on, we'll give it a moment to settle, and then we'll come back for the second pass where the real gloss starts to show. Now that the first pass of clear is down, we're going to let it flash for about 10 to 15 minutes. This gives it just enough time to settle and tack up, so the second coat bonds properly and gives us that deep, glossy finish we're after. Now we're going in with the second pass of clear coat, and this is where the magic really happens. This coat is all about depth, shine, and smoothness. I'm applying it just a bit wetter than the first, but still staying in full control. Each pass is deliberate, overlapping cleanly as I move along the panel. I'm paying close attention to how the light hits the surface. It tells me right away if the clear is flowing evenly or if I need to adjust my pace slightly. The key here is not to rush. Let the clear lay down and do the work. You don't want to flood the surface, but you do want enough material to give it that wet, glassy look without any dry spots. I'm also watching closely around tricky areas, edges, body lines, corners. These are places where clear can build too fast or too thin if you're not careful. But if you follow the flow of the panel and keep your rhythm steady, you'll get a beautiful result. At this point, you can really start to see the final finish forming. And depending on your environment and how well that first coat settled, this second pass might be all you need. If everything looks smooth, even, and glossy, sometimes 2 coats are more than enough to get a professional grade result.